a selection from a memoir I'm working on, and the name of it is Acting Out. In western Colorado, where I come from, we play it close to the vest. We don't like to put all our emotions out there, no, especially not in my family. Think John Wayne in True Grit, Heath Ledger in Brokeback Mountain. But when I came to San Francisco in 1971, everyone said, express yourself, let it all hang out, show your feelings. Okay, but what are they? Seeking the answer, I got together with W. W, Wendy, is a psychologist, and she was my first woman lover. I call her W because it's her first initial, and because she came before X, my main ex. And there has since been a Y. W and I got together when we were 27. I was coming out of a hippie commune, and she was coming out of a convent. It's true. You take care of the emotions, I told her, and I'll take care of the sex. A foolish bargain. But I did learn about emotions by observing her. She honored her emotions. In fact, it seemed to me she sometimes wallowed in them. But of course, I didn't say so. My policy then, as now, was to watch and learn. Emotions are not that complex, I concluded. Count them out. Sad, mad, glad, scared, and want. Is there anything else? I don't think so. I think everything else is just a combination of those five, so how hard can it be? Which ones do I shove under? All of them. Early in our relationship, Wendy and I took a road trip to Santa Fe with Judy, Wendy's best friend from high school. Jude and I are astrological twins. We were both born on the same day of the same year. And we're both lesbians, but we've gone about it differently. I came out at 27. Jude's one of those people who have known since birth that they're gay. I wear jockeys for her. Jude wore real jockeys with a fly front. And all her romances involved winning straight women away from their boyfriends or husbands, and then becoming suicidal when they went back to men. Santa Fe, sunsets that change mesas from gold to blood orange to dark wine, blue corn tortillas, cielito lindo floating through the screen door of a restaurant, early summer showers in the plaza, everywhere, light caressing adobe. Like Willa Cather and so many others before us, we fell in love with the place. Jude went back to San Jose to get her heart broken by a married paralegal on her UPS delivery route. Wendy and I went back to San Francisco to pack up our possessions, and within a month, we'd moved to Santa Fe. It was exciting at first. Then winter came, snow, no money, no job. I get a little half-assed job with a retired insurance executive named Mr. Rosen. He's ancient and tiny and can barely get around without his walker. He's an amateur photographer, and he pays me $5 an hour, supposedly to organize his slides, but really just to listen to him reminisce for hours on end about every photo he's ever taken. One morning, when I arrive at the Rosen's adobe mansion, Mrs. Rosen is backing her big silver Mercedes out of their driveway. I smile and wave at her, but either she doesn't see me or she doesn't feel like waving. I ring the doorbell as usual. Mr. Rosen answers the door as usual, but as soon as I step inside, he falls on me. At first, I think he's lost his footing, but then he grabs my breast in his bony old claw. Mr. Rosen! I push him off me, but instead of saying he's sorry, he just goes, heh, heh, heh. We sit down at his desk and start sorting through slides, but every once in a while he stops and leers at me through his thick glasses and goes, heh, heh, heh. In other words, I may be old, but I can still cop a feel, heh, heh, heh. Finally, after many more heh, heh, hehs, I can't take it anymore. I'm sorry, Mr. Rosen, but this isn't working out. Heh? This This is my last day. I quit. On the streets, then. What? You'll be on the streets. It won't be long. Lots of girls like you come here and can't get work. You'll be on the streets with the rest of them. Stupid old lech. I'm on the brink of tears when I tell W about it that night. She says, disregard it. He was acting out. It's typical of the early stages of dementia. Yeah, well, I thought teenagers were the only ones who got to act out. Oh, no. All kinds of people do it. Basically, it's any inappropriate behavior triggered by unconscious impulses. She rushes off to woman the phones at the crisis center, leaving me to sort out what happened with Mr. Rosen. Even though W said it was just a case of acting out, I feel violated. Am I allowed to hate him for it? What would make a person do something like that? 33 years later, I'm vibrating with anxiety as I wait for my tall, skinny vanilla latte in the Starbucks next to Tower Market. I thwarted Mr. Rosen's prediction that I'd end up on the streets by moving back to San Francisco and getting a job as an ESL instructor at City College. I settled down with a young doctor and we started a family. Then, last year, my ex and I dissolved our domestic partnership, making me Northern California's oldest single lesbian mother of preteens. I am 61. The kids are 10 and 12. I just dropped them off at their middle school, and I have 45 minutes to finish correcting the last of these essays that I should have given back last week. That will leave me 11 minutes to make it to work. By the time my latte is ready, all the tables are full. Wait, there's an extra chair at that table. The guy sitting there is reading, doesn't look like he's saving it for anyone. Is it okay if I share your table? He nods without looking up. I sit down and get out the compositions and my red pen, but before I can get started, a frowsy-looking woman outside the window stops and stares at the guy I'm sitting with. She trots back to the door, comes in, and bustles over to our table. I haven't seen you in years. Oh, hello. He's nice-looking, trim, around 55, wearing an expensive leather jacket and tan corduroy pants. She's in a gathered skirt, has a poochy stomach, and is showing cleavage, though she shouldn't be. Brenda got so much out of your program. She always said you were the best, just the best, and she learned so much from you. I'm glad. He glances down at his book. She raves on. He doesn't ask her a single question, which to most of us might signal that the conversation should end soon. But this woman is unstoppable. She goes on and on and on. I keep reading the same paragraph over and over, unable to finish correcting a single composition. Abruptly, she decides to include me. By the way, I'm Charlene. He says, oh, no, she's not with me. My mouth opens and I hear myself say, how can you say that after all we've been through together? He leans back in his chair and Charlene pulls her hand back. The people at the table next to ours stop talking and look over at us. I say, so it's meant nothing to you? He smiles nervously. Charlene looks from me to him, then back at me. I say, I just don't know if I can go on this way. So many people are looking at us now that even Charlene notices. Well, I didn't mean to, and she turns around and leaves. I'm sorry, I tell the guy. I don't quite know who said that. That's fine. It was time for her to go. We chat. He's a teacher too. He taught Brenda math while she was in juvenile hall. We part on friendly terms. Was I bad? I made Charlene go away, yes, but I didn't push her or bite her. We tell kids, don't bite, don't hit, use your words. And I did use words, but whose words were they? I feel strangely proud. Something unexpected came out of me. It seems almost creative. I tell the story to a teacher I don't know very well in the faculty women's lounge. She laughs nervously. I recognize that anxious laughter. I acted out. But you know, at this point, it might not be a bad thing, especially for someone like me who quit drinking and has a superego as big as a refrigerator. It might be the only thing that gives me a clue to what's really going on, like a dream or a Freudian slip. I see it as a tin can telephone with the string running down to the basement. Oh, there's a lot going on down there.